The Indoraptor is a huge fan favourite in the Jurassic World franchise, but we're yet to see it at all in Camp Cretaceous. But what if I told you we could be seeing it in Camp Cretaceous Season 4? So stay tuned, we've got a great video on that. As always, don't forget to hit that like button, it does really help me out. And if you want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button in the right hand corner. Do it now, go on! You can always unsubscribe later if you don't like the content. Right, let's get straight into the video. So hello everybody and welcome to today's video on Camp Cretaceous Season 4 and the Indoraptor, and how we could indeed be seeing the Indoraptor in Camp Cretaceous Season 4, because there is indeed a very plausible way that we could see the Indoraptor. No one's really covered it, so I'm going to cover it and talk about it today because it is a big possibility that it could crop up. So if you think back to the end of Season 3, we know that Dr. Wu has now got his own research, he's got his laptop back, and that has got all his research on it from everything he's done, from Scorpius Rex to Indominus Rex. Now this is the start of the Fallen Kingdom timeline, so we know at this point now, Dr. Wu is off on his merry travels and he's going to start making the Indoraptor. He could have even already started it, but the evidence suggests at this point in time he's now got his research, and this is the start of him making the Indoraptor, which lines up perfectly for Season 4 and Season 5. So we could indeed see the Indoraptor. How, you ask? Well, let's get straight into that. Now let's say the campers are at sea for a few days, maybe something happens on the boat, they end up on Isla Sorna or maybe back on Isla Nublar, maybe even one of the islands, who really knows. But let's say for this video they end up on Isla Sorna. They could have been at sea a few days, maybe even a week or so if something happens, and that advances the timeline a little bit. That is not crucial to seeing the Indoraptor, but it could help. So let's say the timeline advances a few days just for the video's sake. So they land on Isla Sorna, there's no way for him to leave because the boat is damaged as such. This then would align perfectly for Dr. Wu to already be in his new lab, either in Lockwood Manor or somewhere else, already making that Indoraptor. Because if you think about it, the Indoraptor would need time to grow anyway, so he could have already made a start on it, he could be starting it right now, and that lines up perfectly for Season 4. So the way we could see it then is either it flashing to certain scenes with Henry Wu in the lab and you see him making the Indoraptor there, or he could already have started the process of making an Indoraptor and we see it somehow incorporated into Season 4. Now whether that's in Lockwood Manor, which you could obviously see that in the quick time flash events in the series, or he's got another base for Manticorp, because obviously we know he's working for Manticorp as well, and will then go to work on with Lockwood Manor. But let's say he's working with Manticorp, he's got his own base on Isla Sorna as well, and he's making an Indoraptor there, which would be the perfected Indoraptor version, which I've covered in another video, which is the white Indoraptor. So for those of you who haven't seen it, it's on screen now. I definitely recommend checking that out because that's got a great theory on how the white Indoraptor could crop up, so go and check that out. So we could indeed see the Indoraptor, the normal Indoraptor, in a series of these quick time flash events, which flashes to Henry Wu if he's in Lockwood Manor. If he's not in Lockwood Manor, we could quite easily see him setting up a little base with Manticorp on Isla Sorna, because obviously we know Isla Sorna is restricted, no one goes there, and it would be a perfect place for them to be off radar, set up a little base, and for them to have a base of operations. It makes sense because they're off radar, that's where they could be flying their drones from to Isla Nublar, keeping all their research there, and we know Henry Wu is involved with Manticorp, and that's where he could now be based, and he could easily transfer from there back and forth to the mainland, even to Lockwood Manor, and continue his research on the Indoraptor. So we could see both sides of the coin here. We could see him in Lockwood Manor to coincide with the story in Fallen Kingdom, so we could have like flash events where it flashbacks to him working in Lockwood Manor, and then him obviously working for Manticorp on Isla Sorna, doing the perfected Indoraptor version, and that's how we could see an Indoraptor there. And obviously if they have accelerated growth, we could even see a fully grown Indoraptor on Sorna, or in the series of Lockwood Manor, we could see the flashbacks there. Obviously, if it is in Lockwood Manor, the campers will not be able to get involved with that Indoraptor unless they were somehow taken there, which is highly unlikely. So if you see the flashbacks of the Indoraptor in Fallen Kingdom, in the Lockwood Manor, the campers are probably not going to be involved, it'll just be a flashback. But if we see Wu making one on Isla Sorna, the campers can easily get involved with that, whether it's the baby version, whether it's a juvenile, semi-adult, sub-adult. We could see them interact with an Indoraptor. Maybe that's the antagonist, because if you think about it, the beginning series of Camp Cretaceous, the first series, it was Indominus Rex. They took us right back to Indominus Rex, and people absolutely loved that. So for season 4, we could take ourselves back to seeing the Indoraptor. I mean, it would make sense. It does mean that we may miss out on the Spinosaurus, or we could indeed see the Spinosaurus as well. Who really knows? But the theory is there for us definitely to see that Indoraptor, because we now know Henry Wu has got his research, and that is the start of him making the Indoraptor, if he hasn't already somewhere else. So it all lines up perfectly, and I'm surprised no one's covered this, but we are covering it today, and we are hyped. We love the hype. Speaking of hype, I've just launched my merch shop, so make sure you check that out. That is hyped up to the max, so make sure you check that out. So before we go any further, there's a question I want to ask you. Do you think we're going to see the Indoraptor for season 4? Or do you think we're going to see something else? Maybe the white Indoraptor. Don't forget to check that video out. Or are we going to see the Spinosaurus? Or are we going to see something brand new entirely for season 4? I want to ask you this question personally. Please let me know in the comments below, because I will read it and I will respond to it. So let me know your thoughts and feelings, because I think that's a very important question. Will we see the Indoraptor in season 4? Let me know. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like button. It does help me out. And if you want to see more from me, there are plenty of videos on the channel, and hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video and stay up to date with all the latest information when it drops. Hit that subscribe button. I'd like to say a thank you to my patrons and YouTube members. That financial support does really help me in the time we're in at the moment, so thank you very much. And I'd like to thank you for watching, because again, without you watching, I wouldn't be making these videos, and again, that does really help me out, so thank you. I'm Shadows, hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers and bye bye. Check out all the videos on screen now if you want to see more from me. There is plenty on the channel. White Indoraptor, me dressed in dinosaur costume, everything. Check it out now.